These are the colors I'm gonna be pouring. Okay, so the blue is right here, and the gold is right here, and so is the yellow. The glitter will be added separate in between the layers. And what I have right, let me see what my cup is. In this cup, there's only a little bit, but I have some of this floetrol, and it's a huge amount of it, but I'm going to use this much just to go in each of these cups. So I'll only really put a tiny amount of paint in each cup, but I'm going to add a little bit of this to each cup, just a little bit. Not a lot. I know when you do canvas, you add a lot, but I don't like the consistency of it being so thin. So I'm just adding a little bit to help give it a cool effect. And then I'm using spaghetti sticks to stir them. So I'm going to stir it up. Paint was sitting a bit, so I'm going to mix that up. Use 2 sticks because it's kind of a little bit thick there. Just kind of mixing those up. I kind of wanted to show the process because it gets confusing when it's already poured in. You don't know what happened. So just mixing that up, and then I have the yellow. 2 spoons two spaghetti sticks seem to work good. So I'm trying to hold it. So I'm going to pull this to the side so that I can mix it. So this one, it seems to be a bit thick, so this will be good to add more floetrol to that. I'm trying to see if I have any more in here. Put a little bit from here. Only thing I've noticed with this floetrol product is that there are some lumps in the product, so sometimes I think I need to use a little grate in there. Okay, so let's mix that up again. Only reason I added more of that floetrol is because that yellow paint seemed a little bit thick. So it seems like what that floetrol is like a paint conditioner, thins the paint out a bit. I've only recently started to use it, but so that they're all mixed up. Kind of decided to do this last minute, so I'm just mixing this up, and right now I'm having trouble. I think I had trouble last time too. The comments appearing on there, not at the same time, so I don't think I can see too good. Oh, Laura said her floetrol is clear. Well, mine's white, but once it gets mixed in, the paints go back to their normal color. Okay, so that looks good. I think I'm ready. At least I know I can see the comments now. Thank you, Laura. How's it going? About to get going with this pour, but I think I need to add a little bit more to each of these because my paint was sitting a little long. So I think I'm adding more of this than I thought I was going to, but it's okay. It's all about experimenting. I'm just kind of looking for this certain amount of consistency so it's not too thick. It's going to help it pour and help stretch my paint color out a bit so I don't use as much of my pretty colors. You kind of don't want to over mix it. I kind of don't mind that it's not completely mixed in there. Aww. Well, Laura, your rocks are wonderful. She said I taught her so much. You guys teach me a lot. I learn stuff every day from everybody else's pours, so you guys are enhancing me too, and that's what it's all about. I need some more white because I only got a little bit of that. Jamie asked me, what does floetrol do? Well, it does some crazy stuff to the paint as you pour because it kind of makes the paint go kind of crazy. I don't know all the technical terms of it, but pretty much it kind of stretches the paint out a bit. So if your paint is really thick and you mix a bit of this in there, you can kind of decide how the consistency you want is. It actually makes your paint last longer because it stretches it out. But if your paint is thin already, I wouldn't use the floetrol, or maybe just a tiny bit, like a drop or two, because that's what others had taught me too. Don't use too much of it because it does thin it too much. On the canvas it's different, but on the rocks you want it a bit thick, so it's nice. Okay, now I'm gonna get to pouring. Okay, still feel like that white is. Added a little bit more white, and I just put a tiny bit of oil. And what the oil does, along with the floetrol, you put them together, it gives the rocks a cool effect. So I'm only going to do a couple. Just had a couple lined up here. So I'm going to fill my cup up. I'm going to start with the white and the oil, just a tiny bit, just like to layer it up. I'm going to do the yellow. In each cup, I'm just kind of just putting them on top of each other. I did some earlier, and my video camera was not working right, and it was a wonderful pour, and it was only for me to enjoy, I guess, because I didn't get to tape it. That's okay. That's happened a couple times. Okay, now to add some white on the top. And you can do it all kinds of ways. You know, you get a little container and squeeze them in, but I like getting messy with the cup, so we'll see how this goes. Not too sure how many I'll have enough for, but I'll do a transfer or two depending on how many I get to pour. Okay, I think I'm ready for some of this glitter. I'm going to put that on the top because sometimes I don't want it to get lost in the bottom, even though it's going to end up going down a bit. I just like to add it on the very top. Doesn't really matter. Okay, so it looks really pretty, but I still want to add a little white on the top because it gives me a cool effect. I'm trying to see if I got anything more in this cup, but it's very little. Okay, I think I'm ready to give this a little stir. Sometimes I'll go like that and that'll be good enough, but when I have so much different stuff, I like to give it a little twist. Looks so pretty. Okay, ta-da. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and get to pouring. Did I miss anything? I don't think I missed anything. This one's huge, so let's do this big one right here. Not too sure how it's going to come out, so the colors look very magical, so we'll see how it goes. So much going on. I'm just going to keep the focus on it for a minute because it takes a minute, but as you start watching, so I think the paint starts separating in weird spots. It does some really cool stuff sometimes. So I'm just going to walk around it. Kind of see these little tiny cells coming up right here. If I had one of those little torches, like those little fire torches, not like a lighter, but an actual baking torch or a different type of actual use for that, you would get more cells quicker. My preference is I'm not buying that. I don't want to catch myself on fire. It's not that important. But the colors are outstanding. And I really like that I didn't use that much floetrol because I didn't really like that it thins the paint so much. And I do get a really cool effect. I'm just going to try to turn it so I can see it in the light better. And it came out wonderful. So happy with the results, especially like I'm going to show you guys the back. It's hard to see, but really covered it completely. And as we're just like hanging out here watching it, still like started out really tiny if you watch this later, and then it just started boom opening up as the paint and the oil and the floetrol go together. It just like boom, like magic happens. And yes, the oil does help the cells appear. I found that the oil works best when I mix it into just a regular acrylic paint versus a metallic, because I've tested it out and I've added the oil to all the paint colors, and it doesn't matter. It really helps when it's to an actual flat color. So for the white, I've had good results adding the oil to the white. But my thing is don't mix it too much. I would just put the oil in and just kind of give it a little mix around, but don't mix too much. Okay, I have enough for another, but not a big one. So I think this one will work. So we'll give it a go. I think I only have enough for this one and maybe a transfer. So I'm going to make it just kind of swirl around the top. So I'm just going to swirl it around. Trying to keep it tight, to keep my circle tight. Kind of got to slow myself down as I'm going around so I can cover the right spots. Just trying to keep that same flow. And the way these little Sallies are popping out, I'm just like, whoa. I'm like, whoa. This looks amazing. Everybody watching, you guys are giving me good vibes because these are amazing. So I'm not doing it by myself. We're doing it together. We're doing this together. Oh, I'm so happy. That looks wonderful. Okay, I'm really like zoning out on this one right now. Looks really gorgeous. But this one's doing some crazy stuff. I mean, like craziness is happening right here. If you never heard what cells are like bubbles. And Laura was saying that she loves floetrol added with the hair oil, and I do too. And she gave me a good tip. She said, don't use that much floetrol, just a little bit. You still get cool stuff. And she is right, because the paint is just as thick, and I'm getting cool looking cells. My preference is tininess. I love the tininess when the tininess happens. Little stuff happens. The big one's nice too, but a little magic is really cool. So Christina asked me if I could use a float medium. I don't know. My preference is like in the water. I'm not sure what you mean by that. If you mean in the water or something like nail polish or something, I haven't done those because nail polish is really strong. This is really wonderful. Okay, I'm just going to do one transfer and then I'll wrap it up. So let's do that. This rock is perfect. So it's a nice flat side so I can get the design on there. And I have just enough paint under here to kind of scoop up a bit in the back. And I'm just going to tilt and like pull back. Looks really cool. Same thing, I'm going to grab it and pull back a little bit as I go. Looks pretty cool. Christina said a float medium is something you can add to the acrylic paint so it doesn't dry out as quickly, which kind of gives the same consistency. That's good to know. That's good to know. I'm just really trying out the floetrol just recently. For about 10 months, I've only done acrylics because I was like making myself learn about the regular flow of the paints before I added the floetrol. That way I kind of was more familiar with the natural flow of the paints. Oh, this one's coming out awesome. Okay, almost finished. Got a little glitter on the front. Almost done. Anybody want me to do one more transfer? Might be wrapping it up right now. If you guys have questions or anything, just let me know. I'm about to finish up. And this was the transfer one. I think I can see it better when I turn this direction right here. And that one's looking really cool. Melody asked me, where do I get my rocks? I get my rocks from Lowe's, Large Beach Pebbles. Hi there, Linda. Okay, I will do one more transfer and then I'm going to be done. I've got a tiny little rock here. Finish out. Gonna lay that paint on there. Try to come around this other end so you can see better. Just scooping up underneath the rock. I'm just laying this flat and then rubbing it over the top. Not as bright. Let me turn it this way. And Christina says, can you get sales on transfers? Oh, heck yeah. Heck yeah. This one actually got a couple right here on the top, big ones. And so you can still get them on there. It almost helps too to pop them out because it helps to mix the paint as it's sitting there. The paint's mixing, so it ends up getting more of a look. So try to scoop some of this paint, put it on top. It looks really cool. Okay. I'm going to give a rundown on anybody that's commented here. Hi, Caroline, Christina, Linda, Melody, Tanya. Hey there, Tanya. Laura. Let me see. Jennifer, Jamie. Okay, I'm going to make sure I hit up all your guys' questions on here really quick. Okay, I think I'm all up to par. These rocks came out wonderful. I'm going to turn this way because the light's a little bit different this direction, so you can see them. And that was a transfer. And I'm going to finish this transfer up because the back of it's not finished. So I'm going to just put a little bit on the back part. Hit up this corner right here. That covers that spot. And then this one's the precious because this one's really wonderful. Isn't that gorgeous? I really think I love the way this pops out right there. I'm trying not to get close to touch it, but this little gold piece in the middle looks really cool. Oops, sorry, getting too close. Getting a little close there. This one came out really nice too. I can almost see like, it's a little creepy, I almost feel like a face right there with his mouth open. Creepy. And there's the transfer and the other. And then we'll show you the paints really quick that I used. I used this color. And oops, they're sticking together. And this color. And Melody, I'm going to answer your question right now. She wants to know what I seal with. So I'm going to show you right now. And I use this white. And this is that product. And that one. And this is what I seal with. It's usually the Duraclear brush on. Or if I want a shine that's really glossy, I'll use a coat of this first, triple thick, and then I'll use a coat of that. And that's it. Just gonna sign off right now. Oh, Christina asked me, how long do I wait before these dry before I seal them? Because I use less floetrol, it takes longer to dry, so it's gonna be about 3 to 5 days before I seal. If you use a lot of floetrol though, it's probably like a day or two because they dry super quick and there's not a lot of paint on there. It's not as thick, so. Oh, Laura said she can't find color shift. Well, it's okay. My favorite ones to use are these ones. Even though I like color shift, these ones, Deco Art Metallic, these ones are my favorites. I love these ones. These are really cool. Okay, signing off. See you guys later. Hope you guys have a wonderful day, evening, morning, and I hope you enjoyed the little tutorial because I did. These ones came out really great. So I like the floetrol, but only in small consistencies, not in large ones. It seems to make the paint too thin, and so this consistency seems just right. And that face looks really creepy. Okay. All right. See you guys later. Have a great rest of your